Hi everyone, this is Patty from Metaphysical Insight, and I want to talk to you today about crossing over between this earthly plane and the other side, where we go when we die, when our body dies. Okay, where we go when our body dies, and then where our soul goes after that, our spirit. I did a video not that long ago about what happens when we die and where do we go. And I mentioned that sometimes the soul will actually leave the body before the body's completely like gone, dead. Okay. Um, I have, spoken to people who have a lot of my clients, and then other people in my personal life that have loved ones almost on their deathbed. They've been like in bad shape for like years. Not too long, maybe like the past year or so. They're kind of steadily going downhill, and they will at times, um, look like they're staring out into space, or they're talking to someone who's already passed over. This is what's happening to them, is that I feel like they're being prepared to go to the other side. So some people, I don't know if this happens to everybody, but this has happened to, a lot of people, like I said, that I know, and then what I've been told from my guides, um, that they are being prepared to pass over to the other side at some point when their time comes. Okay. And this way, maybe they're not so afraid to pass over when that time comes, and to let them know that, there is going to be someone there to greet them when they do, pass from this physical body here. And I want to talk to you about a reading I had just recently, a mediumship reading recently, and I want to mention that, like I said, it's like, when, before I talk about that, the people that are, kind of like, on their way out, I put that as gently as possible and as compassionately as possible. When their time is drawing near, let's put it that way, I feel like at times they are able to pass over to the next realm, okay? And that's pass over to where we go when this body dies, okay? And then I feel like they come back, so they could pass over there briefly and come back. And that, I'm getting cold chills here, and that was confirmed to me. Okay, my guides told me that at some point. They told me that. And this was confirmed in a mediumship reading that I did for a client just recently. I was speaking to a passed over loved one for my client. And all of a sudden, I got a vision. Her dad like stepped forward. It was a male figure. I didn't know it was her dad at the time. I didn't even know, if her dad passed over or not. Getting cold chills here. And wow, it's touching. And I was like, we're talking to her, and we're talking, and I said, this guy just showed himself, I said, he's looking like, like, it's like your dad. I'm feeling like it's your dad or something like that. And, she said, well, my dad's still alive, but he's like on his way out, he's on his way out. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. And, I described what he looked like, and she said, he always looked like that. She goes, oh my God, he always looked like that. I said, your dad, I said, does he, go like in and out of kind of consciousness a little bit, or go in and out? And she said, yes, he does. So one minute he looks like he's like already gone. And she said the next minute, he's talking to me and we're talking. And I said, your dad passes over to the next realm and back. I said, he goes over and back. She said, he has, been talking, about people and talking to people who has passed over. Like, one of her relatives, I don't want to say, because, I keep my readings confidential, and so I won't mention any names or who this is or anything like that. But I, had to speak on this today, so for people who are curious about this. So, when it's drawing time, and this could be like a year's worth of stuff that this person is kind of on their way to passing to the other side. It just depends on the person, what's wrong with them. Some people it's sooner, some people it's later, but they do start to show signs of contacting and have dialogue conversations with people who have passed over on the other side, usually a loved one, something like that, a spouse, mother, father, whatever, on the other side. And this reading that I did shows that we can actually pass to the other side, visit the other side, and then come back, okay, into our body before it is our complete time to pass. I don't see anyone or speak to anyone on the other side unless they passed over or there. So I just wanted to do this little video because I thought it was like the most coolest thing. I mean, we're learning new and new things all the time about, human beings on this planet and our connection with the other side and our connection, with the higher supreme being, which I call God, whoever you call them, the divine, or, angels and guides, and, are speaking to people who have passed over on the other side. It's just the coolest. It's just so amazing. And so now, if you didn't know this, you know that our loved ones who are passing over, getting ready for their time to come, can actually pass over to the other side, however long it is, even if it's like for a split second, and come back. So it's almost like they're being allowed to get a little taste of what it's like. Again, I feel, I'm getting cold chills, and I feel like it's to help them with the transition so they're not so afraid. It could be for people who are afraid, to go, the unknown to them. They might think what it's like, but they don't really know what it's like, and they're afraid to leave the earthly plane. And this is preparing them and letting them know that when their time is coming, God says, hey, okay, this is it, that when they go, there'll be someone to greet them, and that they will already have a taste of the other side. I'm not saying this will happen to everybody, but I feel like it happens to the majority of people. And I even wonder if they know, the people that are getting ready to go, if they know that they've, gone to the other side briefly and then come back into their bodies. They may, do that and think it's a dream. So we won't know really until we actually get there, which I hope none of us are too soon. But it was so amazing that I had to share this with you, and I wanted to get that out just in case you were curious about something like that. And if you weren't, wow, this is a piece of information, to know. And, it also helps us too, as we move forward to our time coming up, to not be so afraid. I think what happens to a lot of us is that we may not be afraid to cross. We may have a little bit of that because, even though we know a lot, we still don't know until we get there exactly. But it's, not wanting to leave our loved ones who are on the earthly plane, some of us get to a point of life, I lived really long, you may have illnesses or whatever, and, I want to go, it's time to go. And some are like, I don't want to go, because I don't want to leave my loved ones here on the earthly plane. And it's going to be different for, all of us, obviously. But apparently we do. At some point there, when we're transitioning, or I'm going to call transitioning, okay, to the other side, we get a taste of it. We get to see what it's like, and then come back over to the earthly plane. Wow. Wow. Okay, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you have a fabulous day. Take care. Bye-bye.